Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am so excited tonight to be talking to Annora, Elias, and she has so many exemplary leadership skills. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Wakelet and her digital portfolio. So welcome.
Hi.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I hope I pronounced your last name right.
You did. I am a junior in North Texas. I am a part of my school's SWAT team that stands for Students Who Advocate Technology. We do a lot of helping around the school, just helping out teachers, working with our school's iPads, and we learn when we're not helping teachers and students, we do a lot of leadership training between our team. I'm also in my school's marching band. I play flute and bass guitar, and I'm in my church's youth group, and I sing and also do worship.
And you're also this year new to the Global Ed Student Chat, which is how we got to know each other. That's awesome. And you're obviously doing so much. So I appreciate your time. So one of the things that drew me to having this interview with you is your really exemplary use of Wakelet. I know a lot of teachers have started to use Wakelet. I know I've been using it for curation for quite some time now. But you use it differently. So can you talk to us a little bit about why Wakelet and what's your purpose really in terms of creating a digital portfolio using Wakelet?
All right, so our SWAT team, we use Wakelet mainly as a way to really put ourselves out there and also organize our own content. And so when I show you my portfolio later, you're going to see I have a bunch of different collections on there. And I have one for music. It has videos of flute and guitar and singing. I have one for graphics for all of the graphic designs that I've made from freshman year to junior year. And that just shows my own growth. So that's more for me to just show my growth, figure out what I've grown in, what I've kind of gone down in. And then we have our overall digital portfolio that just shows all of our achievements, such as our Google certifications, our Youth Max graduation. And so we really like it to, like I said, just organize our own content, but also put ourselves out there. So we share it on our resumes when we apply for jobs. That's always on there. We have it in our Twitter bios and our Instagram bios, just so that if anyone, especially on Twitter, because that's how we interact with a lot of educators and companies, if anyone wants to see overall what we do, that's just such a great area for them to see all the content that we have put out there.
That's awesome. And I was actually showcasing your portfolio today to a group of students and, really pushing them or challenging them to think about what is out there for them, right? What their online presence looks like. And certainly, unfortunately, the question is, if you had to go up against Annora in a job interview, who looks better? And they all admitted that you look better. And it's unfortunate in some ways that we live in a world where that makes a difference, but we do know that 85% of employers do look for an online presence, and a positive online presence makes a big difference. So I so appreciate you sharing your why. Can you please give us a quick demo of Wakelet? What is on your own portfolio, and just quickly how a student might create one?
No, of course.
Awesome.
All right, so this is my digital portfolio. I'm on the website right now, but you can also use the app. It's perfectly fine. So right here under my name and username, I have a short little bio just explaining the things I do, giving a little overview. And right underneath that, those little icons, that is my social media linked for anyone that wants to contact me or just see any of the recent things that I've been working on. So right here is what I call my personal collections. So I have my overall digital portfolio that we'll be looking at closer later. My music collection that I explained earlier, it just has a couple videos of flute, bass guitar. Then I have my graphics collection that just gives me a look at how I've improved in graphics from freshman year to junior year. And I have my school collections. Got my band officer tryout from when I had to audition during quarantine, and 2 English assignments. And then here's is my Wakelet Student Ambassador Program collection. So this is something that SWAT actually worked on with Wakelet. We worked out all the kinks with them, figured out what we liked, what we didn't like, and I really liked it because it gave me an opportunity to grow in my graphic design and on my collaboration with other students that I maybe hadn't worked with a lot. And so I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend doing that program. So if we go back up here to my digital portfolio, right here I've got my bio again, and as you can see there's quite a bit of attachments in here. And so if you go through my portfolio overall, there are not many repeats. And so in this collection, it's just my most important achievements. But if you were to go into the music collection, you might find a couple of things that are in here, but I don't put every single item in here. The reason I do that is when I put a link in a job resume or a college application, I'm putting in this link right here, and I want them to see my best achievements, not necessarily my English project from sophomore year. So in here, I have my Google Level 2 certification, a resume that I just updated the other day, 2 social medias linked, a blog that I published last year with Bunsey. I've got a Global Ed chat from back in May. That's actually the first chat that I did by myself without the SWAT team. My Student Ambassador badge, Youth Max graduation, a couple videos I've worked on, music awards. That's my sophomore year show right there, and a worship performance. So that just gives an overview of the things I work on. So it's graphic design, technology and leadership, writing, just all that type of thing. It's all linked in here. And so I really like Wakelet because it gives me an opportunity to store my own content and also share it out with people without having to give them access like a Google Drive or a Google site. Now, if you wanted to make your own collection and you're on the website, you can go ahead and just go to the home button where I am right now and press create a new collection. Go ahead and put our title in here and a description. Just put my name in here for now. Right. Okay. So if you wanted to add an item, you just press that plus button. It gives you all these different options. So you're actually able to link a YouTube video straight in here. You can also integrate a Flipgrid video and PDFs, and so that's what's going to give you all those different sizings. If you don't want just the same size picture, if you wanted to do a PDF, that's going to give you a bigger image. So that's just the type of thing that you would consider in graphic design, figuring out how you want it to fit your aesthetic. And so if you want to change your privacy, up here near the done button, you can make it so only people that see their link can do it, or absolutely everyone. So all of my collections are public except if I am not done working on it, and I just do that so that anyone can see my finished collections, but not something that I'm not done working on, so they're not questioning, hey, why does this end halfway through the sentence? So up here in the top left corner in the settings, right here is where you can make it look a little less bland. So if you want to add a background image, we will choose from the library. Just pick a nice and pretty picture. Alright. And then we can add an item. So here we can add a picture. We will update. We'll add in this picture from my anatomy class. Wait for that to load. Alright, and so now I'm going to add another picture, and I'm going to do this to show you the different layouts that we have. So this is something from my Algebra 2 class. I had to take a picture of my process in a project. So I'm going to show you the different layouts that it provides. So here we have media view, where it is just up and down, kind of like scrolling through a Google Doc if you had a list. Now if you change it to compact view, it's going to make it smaller, which would work a lot if you had a lot of documents, just so that they could click on it and see the image by itself, but they're not going to be scrolling forever just to find one picture. If you do grid view, that's more aesthetically pleasing and organized if you have a lot of pictures again. Now mood board is a lot of different sizing. That's what I use on my digital portfolio. And this one is really good if you have a lot of items and you don't really need it to look absolutely perfect. So I use this one on my digital portfolio just because I have so many different sized items. So some things could only be saved as a PDF and some things could only be downloaded as a normal image. And so having the option to have it as different sizes between the PDF and the JPEG, I really liked this layout because it made it just look more pleasing in my opinion. But you can use absolutely anything you want. And if I go ahead and make it public and post it, then now when you go to my profile, it is in the uncategorized area. So that is how I typically make them. Now, like I said, you can use the website or you can use the app. It makes no difference, just a preference. But I really like using the website on a computer. I think it just is a lot easier and more efficient for me.
That is amazing, Annora. Thank you so much for showing us that. Incredible. Now, if someone wanted to connect with you online, how might they do that?
So I connect with educators the most on Twitter, but I would say I'm the most active on my Instagram. Both of those are at I am Annora Elias. Those are also linked in my digital portfolio if you don't want to try and figure out how to spell my name or anything. Those are both in my digital portfolio.
That's awesome. And we'll link to all of that in the description here. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll see you at the Global Ed Student Chat. And good luck with your band competition.
Thank you.